Now, she was the girl from the typing pool who went on to conquer the literary world with 40 novels which sold over 90 million copies. And today Leeds has been honouring her. We're talking, of course, about the author Barbara Taylor Bradford, who died last November at the age of 91.
Well, her home city is celebrating the legacy of the original woman of substance at a special event, and we'll be crossing live to the red carpet in just a few moments, where people have been arriving.
Meanwhile, children at Barbara's old primary school in Armley have been learning all about her. Our woman of steel, Helen Steele, was there too.
We're climbers, you and me, and we won't give up until we reach the top.
It's the renowned rags to riches tale retold. This version of Barbara Taylor Bradford's A Woman of Substance comes almost half a century after it was first released. But it's here on the back streets of Leeds that the real story unfolded.
Here, this is a register. Can you see Barbara Taylor?
At 4 years old, she started her school career at Christ Church, Upper Armley. Today, pupils got a preview of her new plaque and a lesson in the unknown.
I learned about someone I didn't know at all and what she did in the school, that she came to our school. I didn't know that. It was so nice being there.
Well, it sort of just makes me feel like I can do whatever I want. I mean, the sky's the limit.
If she could do it, you could do it,
Yeah,
right?
I can do it.
The school also boasts playwright Alan Bennett as a former pupil, and the tradition of storytelling is one the head teacher hopes will continue.
We have children who are refugees, asylum seekers. We have children who've been part of the community for many years, and again, it's very rich with experience and things. So I do think it gives you a lot to write about.
The plaque later made its way to Armley Library.
I happened to go to Barbara's primary school today, and none of the children knew who she was. I'm assuming you did.
Yes, of course I did.
Vera star Brenda Blethyn plays the older version of the feisty heroine.
And it's great that this, where we are now, is where she started her writing career, and hopefully the plaque will inspire a new generation.
So these are her library cards?
These were her 2 library cards. So
Barbara was such a prolific reader here, she was the only child to have 2 cards.
So here is where it all began. Is it nice to see this plaque here today?
it is, and it was a big decision in a way as to where the plaque should be. But given Barbara's love of writing, love of reading, this is the best place for it to be.
Chris and Moira live in Barbara's old home.
Do you already have a plaque?
No.
They narrowly missed out on the honour.
So it's a bit of a hidden treasure then. You guys are living there and no one really knows.
There's only a few need to know, yeah. There was once a school bus came up outside and loads of kids came out and they were all looking.
Probably for the best, then, that Barbara lives on in this library, inspiring the next generation of new young writers.
Yes, remembering Barbara Taylor Bradford, of course, who died in November 24.
Well, Helen has hot-footed it from Armley into the centre of Leeds to the red carpet premiere of that brand new television adaptation.
And a classic novel set to be introduced to a new generation, do you think, Helen?
It is indeed going to be introduced to a new generation, myself included, I have to say. But look, it's not often you get a premiere in Leeds, is it? It is buzzing here. Now, we know the story follows Emma Hart, a rags to riches tale, and I think I can interrupt Will here. Will, are you OK?
Yes, I'm ready. Hello.
So you play Emma's dad. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that.
I play Jack Hart. He's Hart by name, Hart by nature. He's a family man, tries to look after his family, hasn't got much to... Very poor family. It's set in the early 1900s, my bit in it, and yeah, it was a great emotional part to play, to be honest.
Filmed in Yorkshire, which obviously Barbara is from Yorkshire. You're from the wrong side of the Pennines, aren't you? How was it being here?
Depends how you look at it. Some say the right side. No, I'm from Stockport near Manchester, South Manchester, and I enjoyed every second of it. I've done quite a lot of filming here for Kay Mellor over the years, which I've loved. I love being up this part of the world, and especially when we was filming this stuff, it was all set in the, like I said, the 1900s, a lot of my stuff, so you had to be in sparse areas, so the views were unbelievable.
Thank you so much for taking it. I know you had to go now.
Sorry. Yeah, watch Woman of Substance, you're going to love it.
That was my bit, you stole it.
Sorry.
It's OK. So it's out on March the 11th, and as Will said, make sure you're watching it.
Oh, great. Thanks very much indeed, Helen, there on the red carpet, rubbing shoulders with the stars.
Amazing to see her out there. And speaking of amazing, Kerry, what a sunrise today.
Now, when Channel 4 aired its adaptation of A Woman of Substance in 1985, it became their highest-rated programme ever. Now the story, written by Leeds author Barbara Taylor Bradford, has been adapted again for television and been shown tonight at a special cinema screening. It coincides with the events in Armley today to remember the writer who came from humble beginnings to become one of the best-selling authors of all time. Kathy Killick reports.
Ambitious, steely and always immaculate, Barbara Taylor Bradford's life story reads like one of the heroines of her best-selling novels. She grew up in Armley in Leeds, leaving school at 15 to work as a typist, then journalist at the Yorkshire Evening Post. Her debut novel, A Woman of Substance, is one of the best-selling works of fiction of all time and made her a fortune. She attended Christchurch Upper Armley Primary School, and today the children following in her wake were shown a blue plaque in her honour.
Pretty exciting to know that she came to our school and now she's really famous, and it's just really cool.
The school's enrolment register bears her name. She first attended in 1937, aged 4.
You're never not a Yorkshire woman, are you? And once you've lived in Armley, you're always from Armley. You know, no matter whether you're living in New York or you're touring the world, it's that, you know, that central core of her, that steel core. She got that here.
Hatred happens in secret. What I've dedicated my life to is revenge.
Channel 4's new adaptation of A Woman of Substance stars Jessica Reynolds and Brenda Blethyn, who is in Armley Library today for another plaque reveal honouring the author.
It just shows you that the sky's the limit for anybody. She's from a working class background, and you know, if you've got the enthusiasm to do something, just go for it.
Armley Library was crucial to Barbara Taylor Bradford's development as a writer. She visited in 2003 when it was refurbished, and it's here that the blue plaque will remain.
She always had to have an element of Yorkshire, and it ran through her like a sort of stick of rock. She was born and brought up here. We're standing literally where she would have stood to borrow books. She famously had 2 library cards because she was such a voracious reader. And her upbringing here, her loving parents, and the way that she launched herself from here to the newspapers, to journalism, to Fleet Street, and then on to New York and writing novels, is just a huge part of who she was every day.
To be here and literally walk in the footsteps that she walked in has been phenomenal. I felt her with me all day today. This really was a place that Barbara saw as her home, away from home.
Although she became a New Yorker and lived a life removed from her Yorkshire roots, there's now a permanent reminder she was shaped in Yorkshire and was a true daughter of Leeds. Kathy Killick, BBC Look North, Leeds.
She certainly was a true woman of substance, wasn't she?